Right. So today we're going to be looking at something pretty wild,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
AI-powered hyper-personalization.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
Like just imagine
Yeah.
like a world where like everything is tailored to you.
Yeah.
Like all your online stuff, your shopping, even like healthcare
Yeah.
is like perfectly, curated just for you.
Yeah, it's like the dream, right? But it's way more complicated than just like flipping a switch or something.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a deep dive today
Right.
based on this article by Nishith Srivastava.
Oh, yeah, he's great.
He's like a digital transformation expert, and he really breaks down why this whole vision is so difficult to actually make happen.
Yeah, and he kind of lays out like 6 major challenges, and some of them are
pretty tough.
Yeah.
Like you really got to think about this stuff.
Yeah.
So the first one, he gets right to the heart of it.
Yeah.
The data dilemma. Like AI needs data.
Tons of it, right.
To actually do its thing.
Yeah.
But people are understandably more and more concerned about their privacy.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like, I want that personalized experience, but I also don't want all my information just floating around out there.
Right.
It's like got to be one or the other.
And that's exactly the tension that Srivastava highlights.
Yeah.
He brings up things like GDPR.
Yeah.
Those regulations in Europe, all about protecting user data.
Right.
And we're seeing similar laws
all over the place,
popping up all over the world.
Yeah.
And it's not just about companies being allowed to collect the data.
Right.
It's how they store it, how they use it.
Yeah.
It all has to be done responsibly.
So they got to walk this tightrope
Yeah.
between gathering enough to make the AI work,
Right.
but also respecting privacy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that sounds tough.
It is.
Okay.
And even if they figure out that first hurdle,
Right.
there's another one waiting right behind it. Data silos.
Data silos. Okay.
It's like having all the ingredients for an amazing meal,
Okay.
but they're scattered across different stores all over town.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so like they might have tons of data,
Yeah.
but it's all locked away
You
in different systems.
Totally.
So the AI can't really get the full picture?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Think about like your own online experience.
Yeah.
You might browse a website, then use their app, maybe leave a review or contact customer service.
Right.
All those interactions create valuable data points.
Yeah.
But if the company keeps those separate, it's like trying to understand a story by reading like one sentence from each chapter.
So you end up with like a really...
You have to get these fragments.
Yeah, a really fragmented understanding.
Yeah.
So what can companies even do about that?
Well, they really need to shift their whole mindset about data.
Right.
Moving away from these like isolated departments and systems towards a more integrated approach.
So like combining...
Imagine combining your purchase history with your browsing data.
Right.
Your social media activity, even things like customer reviews.
Right.
Suddenly the picture becomes much clearer.
Right, much more complete.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got 2 big hurdles already.
Yeah.
Getting the right data, making sure it's all working together.
Absolutely.
But I have a feeling that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Oh, yeah. We've only just scratched the surface.
Okay.
And the next challenge is a big one.
All right.
The gap between vision and financial reality.
Okay.
AI is cool.
Yeah.
But it's also expensive.
Yeah, I bet.
And a lot of companies are struggling to justify the investment.
Especially
with the economy being what it is.
Yeah. Like it's easy to get caught up in the hype.
Totally.
And actually making it work.
It takes serious resources.
Yeah.
So many companies get stuck in this like proof of concept stage.
Okay.
They run a pilot project,
Uh-huh.
maybe see some promising results.
Right.
But they can't figure out how to scale it up.
So it's not enough to just tinker around with it.
No, you got to have a plan.
You need a solid plan.
Yeah, for how it's actually going to deliver value.
Okay.
And that brings us to another huge factor,
Right.
customer trust.
Okay.
Srivastava points out that even if a company nails the data, the tech, the whole shebang,
Yeah.
people are still pretty wary of AI.
Yeah, I get that.
Think about it. Would you feel comfortable if you knew an algorithm was making decisions about your healthcare?
Honestly, probably not.
Yeah.
It feels kind of creepy, like who's really in control here?
Exactly.
Like, okay.
So companies have to think about how to build trust,
Right.
how to be transparent about how they're using AI and what data they're collecting.
Okay.
It's not just about the tech working.
Right.
It's about people feeling comfortable with it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And it leads me to another thought.
Okay.
Even if everything goes perfectly,
Mm-hmm.
the data is integrated,
Mm-hmm.
AI is working smoothly.
Yeah.
People trust it. There's still one thing that could throw a wrench in the whole system.
What's that?
People.
Oh, yeah.
We're unpredictable.
We are.
We change our minds.
Yeah.
Our tastes evolve.
Right.
Can AI really keep up with that?
Oh, that's the million-dollar question.
Right.
Srivastava argues that even the most advanced algorithms struggle to predict human behavior accurately.
Yeah.
We might love something today and hate it tomorrow. And if AI can't keep up, is true hyper-personalization even possible?
It almost feels like this whole concept is just inherently flawed.
It's like chasing a moving target.
Yeah, and I imagine that's super frustrating.
It's gotta be.
For companies who are like,
pouring resources into this.
yeah, pouring resources into this.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground already.
We have.
We've seen the dream of AI-powered hyper-personalization.
The shiny vision.
But we've also uncovered some serious obstacles.
Yeah, some roadblocks for sure.
So where do we go from here?
That's a great question, and one we'll tackle in the next part of our deep dive.
All right, looking forward to it.
Yeah, we'll look at the practical steps companies can take to navigate these challenges and explore the broader implications of this technology for all of us.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Welcome back to our deep dive into the world of AI-powered hyper-personalization.
Yeah, we've definitely uncovered some serious challenges so far.
We have.
Privacy concerns,
Yeah.
data silos, the unpredictable nature of human behavior.
Yeah.
It feels like a minefield out there.
It's definitely complex,
Yeah.
but not impossible.
Hmm.
So now let's shift gears a little bit and explore some potential solutions.
Yeah.
How can organizations overcome these hurdles and actually make this vision of AI-driven personalization a reality?
All right, let's get into it. I'm all ears.
Well, Srivastava really emphasizes the need for a holistic approach.
Okay.
One that addresses both the technical and the human side of things. He starts with something pretty fundamental, data quality.
Right.
It might sound obvious, but you can't have accurate personalization without accurate data.
Yeah, makes sense. It's like trying to build a house on a shaky foundation.
Exactly. Srivastava stresses the importance of clean, integrated data.
Right.
Things like inconsistencies, poor governance,
Yeah.
all of those can really throw a wrench in the works.
So even if a company manages to gather all this data ethically, if it's a mess, their AI is still going to struggle.
Absolutely.
Okay.
They need to invest in data management strategies that ensure accuracy, consistency, and accessibility. It's not just about having data. It's about having the right data and managing it effectively.
Okay, so that's data quality. What's next on the list?
Well, another big one is the talent gap.
Yeah.
AI is a specialized field, and finding people with the right skills can be a real challenge for companies.
Yeah, we hear about this all the time, right?
All the time.
It's huge demand for AI experts.
Yeah.
But there just aren't enough people to fill those roles.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Srivastava suggests a two-pronged approach, investing in training programs to upskill existing employees, and then actively recruiting top talent from the AI field.
So kind of like cultivating talent internally and also bringing in fresh perspectives from the outside.
Exactly.
Okay.
And of course, we can't talk about AI without talking about ethics.
Right.
Of course, how can companies ensure they're using this technology responsibly?
Yeah.
This is where transparency and accountability are key.
Yeah, because there's definitely a lot of concern about AI being used in ways that are harmful or biased.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Srivastava stresses the importance of clear ethical frameworks that guide AI development and deployment. Companies need to address concerns about things like algorithmic bias, data privacy, the potential for misuse.
Yeah.
They have to prove that they're using AI in a way that aligns with their values and respects customer trust.
So it's not just about the technology itself. It's about the principles and values that guide its use.
Exactly.
Which I imagine is a tough conversation to have.
It can be,
yeah,
but it's an essential one.
Okay.
And then there's the ever-present issue of cost.
Right.
AI implementation can be resource intensive.
Yeah.
And many organizations are struggling to justify the investment.
Especially in today's economic climate, every penny counts.
Yeah, for sure.
So how can companies make a strong case for AI spending?
Srivastava emphasizes the importance of strategic ROI planning.
Okay.
Companies need to identify specific use cases where AI can deliver tangible value.
Right.
That might be increased efficiency, reduced costs, improve customer satisfaction.
Right.
It has to be measurable.
So it's about showing how AI can directly impact the bottom line.
Yeah.
Not just as some shiny new toy.
Precisely.
Okay.
It's also important to consider the long-term benefits.
Right.
While the upfront costs may be significant,
Yeah.
the potential for increased efficiency, innovation, and competitive advantage down the line can be substantial.
So it's about taking that long-term view and weighing the potential benefits against the initial costs.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got data quality talent, ethical considerations, and strategic ROI planning.
Yeah.
That's quite a checklist for companies to work through.
It is, and each of those areas is interconnected.
Okay.
For example, poor data quality can lead to biased algorithms, which can then erode customer trust.
Okay.
And make it harder to attract and retain top talent.
So it's like a domino effect.
It is a bit of a domino effect, so everything has to work together for this whole thing to succeed.
Right. No pressure, right?
Right.
But seriously, it sounds like a pretty tall order for any company to get this right.
It's definitely a challenge.
Yeah.
But the potential rewards are enormous.
Okay.
And that brings us to the final part of our deep dive.
All right.
Where we'll zoom out a little and explore some of the broader implications of AI-powered hyper-personalization.
Okay.
What does all of this mean for society as a whole?
All right, so we're back. And we've been like really digging into this whole AI-powered hyper-personalization thing.
Yeah, it's a big one.
And exploring the possibilities, the challenges. And it really feels like this tech could totally reshape how we interact with the world.
It really could.
Which is kind of mind-blowing when you think about it.
Yeah, and in this final part, we're going to step back and consider those bigger picture implications.
Right.
What does the rise of hyper-personalization mean for society?
Yeah.
For our relationships, for our sense of individuality?
Okay, so like you mentioned this world where every interaction is tailored to our preferences.
Yeah.
Sounds convenient.
Super convenient.
But is there a downside?
Right.
Like, could we end up in these little bubbles?
Yeah.
Where we only see information that like confirms what we already believe?
That's a valid concern.
Yeah.
And Srivastava actually touches on that in his article. Okay. He talks about the creation of filter bubbles.
Filter bubbles, okay.
Where we're constantly being fed information that reinforces our existing biases.
So it's like living in an echo chamber.
Exactly.
Where you never encounter like opposing viewpoints.
Yeah.
Or ideas that challenge your assumptions.
You just get more of the same.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very healthy.
No, it's not great.
I mean, part of growth is being exposed to different perspectives.
Absolutely.
Even if they make us uncomfortable sometimes.
It's how we learn and evolve.
Right.
So the question is, how do we harness the power of hyper-personalization while still encouraging diversity of thought and open-mindedness?
It's a tough balance to strike.
Yeah, it's a tricky one.
Yeah, it feels almost paradoxical.
Yeah.
Like the more personalized things get, the more isolated we could become in our own little worlds.
It's possible,
Yeah.
But maybe AI could actually be used to curate diverse perspectives within our personalized experiences. It could like gently nudge us outside of our comfort zones.
Interesting.
Expose us to different ideas.
Okay.
Even within those tailored experiences.
So instead of just confirming what we already think, it could help us broaden our horizons a bit.
Exactly.
Okay, but what about the impact on human connection?
Oh, that's another big one.
Could we become so reliant on interacting with these like perfectly tailored systems that we lose some of our ability to connect with other people?
That's another important question.
Yeah.
As AI gets more sophisticated and capable of simulating human interaction, we need to be careful that we don't start prioritizing those interactions over real-world connections.
Yeah, because even the most advanced AI can't truly replace the nuances and complexities of human relationships.
Absolutely.
Like there's something special about connecting with other people.
Yeah.
Sharing experiences, learning from each other.
It's fundamental.
Can't lose sight of that.
We can't.
So I guess that leads to a final thought-provoking question.
Yeah.
If this vision of hyper-personalization becomes as widespread as some experts predict, what does it even mean to be an individual?
Yeah.
In a world where everything is tailored to your specific needs and preferences.
That's the big question.
Does individuality become even more pronounced?
I don't know.
Or do we risk losing some of our uniqueness
It's hard to say.
in a sea of personalized experiences?
Yeah, it's almost like we're being shaped by the very technology that's supposed to be catering to us.
It's a bit of a head spinner.
It's a complex issue, for sure.
Yeah.
And one that we'll all have to grapple with as we navigate this rapidly evolving technological landscape.
So the future of AI-powered hyper-personalization is full of promise,
Oh, yeah. Tons of potential.
but also a lot of uncertainty.
Definitely some big unknowns.
And it feels like it's a conversation we need to have
We need to talk about it.
to make sure we're shaping this technology in a way that benefits humanity as a whole.
Absolutely.
Okay, so wrapping up this deep dive,
Yeah.
I think the key takeaway is that AI-powered hyper-personalization is more than just a cool technological advancement.
It's bigger than that.
It has the potential to fundamentally change how we live, how we interact,
Yeah.
even how we think about ourselves.
It's deep.
Then that means we need to approach it thoughtfully and critically,
For sure.
asking tough questions
Yeah.
and having open conversations about its potential impact.
Couldn't agree more.
All right, well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Thanks for having me.
We hope it sparks some new ideas and maybe even a little healthy debate.
That's what we're here for.
Keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep the conversation going.